On Naboo, the duel unfolded as it always had, until the air split with blue light. A hooded Jedi crashed into the feed power generator room, blade already burning. Darth Maul turned for half a second. That half-second changed galactic history. Qui-Gon did not take the killing blow. The stranger intercepted Maul's strike, forcing the Sith back with a style neither master nor apprentice recognized. Obi-Wan stared through the laser gate, stunned. Qui-Gon felt it at once. This was no enemy. This was a Jedi, carrying sorrow from a war not yet born. The battle turned savage. Maul pressed hard, sensing danger in the newcomer. Qui-Gon and the future Jedi moved together with uncanny rhythm, while Obi-Wan fought to rejoin them. When the barriers dropped, all three attacked at once. Maul, for the first time in years, was driven back. He escaped only by desperation, leaping into the shadows and fleeing deeper into the palace. The Jedi let him go. Saving Naboo's queen came first. Yet the stranger's shaking hands told another story. He had not come to win a duel. He had come to prevent a nightmare. When the fighting ended, Qui-Gon finally faced his rescuer. The visitor was young, worn by battle, and carried the weight of the future in his eyes. He knew names he should not know. He spoke of clones, of a hidden Sith master, of the fall of Anakin Skywalker. Obi-Wan rejected it instantly. Qui-Gon did not. He listened, because in the Force, he felt the terrible truth. The living current around this Jedi was broken, twisted, and desperate, as if time itself had been wounded. Then the young stranger looked toward Coruscant and whispered, "He already knows we survived, and now Palpatine will move sooner than anyone is ready for." The future had just grown darker. Qui-Gon Jinn returned to Coruscant with victory on Naboo, but there was no peace in him. The future Jedi's warning stayed close, like a blade at his back. A Sith master already stood inside the Republic. The war to come had not been prevented. It had only been exposed too early. The Jedi Council sensed the change at once. Mace Windu heard the report in silence. Yoda listened even more closely when the stranger spoke of Kamino, of armies bred in secret, and of a chancellor who would turn fear into empire. Ki-Adi-Mundi doubted him. Obi-Wan doubted him too, but Qui-Gon did not. He stood before the council and broke from caution. "The Sith are moving now," he warned. "If we wait for proof, we will hand them the galaxy." That changed everything. Instead of letting Senator Palpatine rise without resistance, Qui-Gon watched him. He studied every word, every pause, every calculated display of sympathy toward Queen Amidala. The future Jedi confirmed the feeling in the Force. The man was hiding something vast and poisonous, yet there was still no clean path to expose him. At the same time, Anakin Skywalker arrived at the temple. In the old timeline, Qui-Gon's death left the boy shaken and unguarded. Here, Qui-Gon was alive, and he saw the danger immediately. The boy was powerful, lonely, and hungry for belonging. If the Sith wanted him, they would use love, fear, and secrecy to reach him. So Qui-Gon made a choice the Council did not expect. He asked to remain at Anakin's side and train him himself, while also hunting the shadow behind the Senate. It was reckless. It was political. It was exactly what the future had demanded. Then the stranger felt a cold shift in the Force and turned toward the Senate district. Palpatine had sensed the disturbance, and for the first time, the hidden Sith Lord began hunting the Jedi who should have died on Naboo. With Qui-Gon alive, the shape of Anakin Skywalker's life changed at once. The wound that once defined Obi-Wan never opened, and that mattered more than anyone on the Council understood. Obi-Wan was no longer a grieving apprentice forced too quickly into the role of master. He was steady, disciplined, and finally able to stand beside Qui-Gon instead of in his shadow. That gave Anakin something rare. He did not gain one teacher. He gained two. Qui-Gon guided the boy through the Force with patience and instinct. He taught Anakin to listen, to breathe, and to trust what he felt without fearing every emotion. Obi-Wan handled structure, skill, and control. He drilled discipline into Anakin's wild talent and pushed him hard in training, but without bitterness. Together, they became the balance the boy had always needed. For a time, it worked. Anakin still missed his mother. He He still carried fear deep inside him. But now Qui-Gon saw those fears early, and Obi-Wan did not dismiss them. When Anakin grew angry, they confronted it. When he grew proud, they checked him. When he felt alone, one of them was always there. That unity also changed the temple. Some Jedi remained wary of the Chosen One, yet they could not ignore the results. Anakin improved faster than anyone expected, but he did not drift into isolation. He laughed more. He trusted more. And for the first time, the dark future described by the strange Jedi seemed less certain, which was exactly why Palpatine changed his approach. If he could not reach Anakin through grief and neglect, he would reach him through trust. He began appearing as a kindly friend, praising the boy's gifts, admiring his courage, and planting one dangerous idea. The Jedi would never truly understand the power growing inside him ever. And while Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan believed they were saving Anakin together, Palpatine quietly began teaching the boy to doubt them both. Anakin Skywalker still carried fear. Saving Qui-Gon had not erased the boy's deepest wound. His mother remained far away on Tatooine, and every dream of loss pulled at him like a chain. In the old future, that fear grew in silence. In this one, Qui-Gon refused to let it hide. He did not lecture Anakin. He walked with him through the temple gardens, through sparring halls, through quiet hours after training, and he listened. When Anakin spoke of nightmares, Qui-Gon did not call them weakness. He called them warning signs. Fear grows in darkness, he told him, so we bring it into the light. That choice changed everything. With Obi-Wan's support, Qui-Gon pushed the Council to allow contact with Shmi Skywalker. It was a small act by Jedi standards, but to Anakin it felt like the Force itself had answered. A message reached Tatooine. Shmi was alive. She was safe. And for the first time since leaving home, Anakin's fear loosened its grip. The change was immediate. His anger no longer flared so fast. His need to prove himself began to soften. He trained harder, but now he trained with purpose instead of panic. He still wanted to become powerful. Yet under Qui-Gon's watch, power became a tool to protect, not a weapon to control fate. Palpatine noticed the difference. The Chancellor offered praise, stories, and private kindness, but Anakin no longer leaned in so easily. He had the guidance he once lacked. He had a master who saw his pain before it became rage, and that made him harder to shape. So Sidious adapted. If fear of losing Shmi would not break Anakin, he would use another bond. Palpatine turned his gaze toward Padme, toward destiny, and toward the belief that the Jedi were afraid of Anakin's power itself. Qui-Gon had helped Anakin face the fear of the past. Now the Sith began building a far more dangerous fear, the fear of losing the future. Qui-Gon Jinn had never trusted easy answers, and Palpatine offered too many. On Coruscant, while the Senate praised the Chancellor's calm voice and leadership, Qui-Gon felt something colder beneath the surface. The future Jedi felt it too. Every crisis seemed to raise Palpatine higher. Every delay in the Senate gave him more influence. To Qui-Gon, that was not politics. That was design. So he stopped merely sensing the darkness and started testing it. He followed trade records tied to Naboo, secret meetings between frightened senators, and whispers of worlds being pushed toward conflict. With Obi-Wan beside him and a stranger from the future watching the shadows, patterns emerged. Someone was feeding fear and hope into the Republic at the same time. Someone wanted the system weak enough to beg for control. Qui-Gon brought his concerns to the Council, but this time he did not come empty-handed. He brought dates, names, and connections. Not proof of Palpatine's true identity, not yet, but enough to force the Jedi to watch the Chancellor closely. Even Yoda's expression darkened. The Sith were no longer hiding behind rumor. They were moving pieces across the galaxy in real time. That pressure began to crack Palpatine's grand design. He could still reach senators. He could still shape events. But Qui-Gon's survival had changed the board. Anakin was harder to isolate. Obi-Wan was no longer defined by grief. And the Jedi, for the first time, were asking the right questions before the Clone War could begin. Palpatine answered by accelerating his next move. Late that night, an assassin slipped into the Jedi Temple and struck at the future Jedi's quarters. No outsider should have known where to find him. That was when Qui-Gon understood the terrifying truth. The Sith Lord was not circling the Jedi from afar. Palpatine was no longer just a shadow behind events. He was inside the heart of the Republic. And now Qui-Gon was finally close enough to threaten everything. When the Jedi finally saw the pattern, it was already too large to ignore. Reports from distant systems, missing Kaminoan records, and strange movements in the Senate all pointed to one impossible truth. The Republic had been guided toward war long before Geonosis. Yoda felt it first, not as a vision, but as a wound in the Force. Too many events lined up too perfectly. Sidious had ordered an army. Dooku had vanished in a shadow. The Senate had been pushed toward fear. This was not chaos. This was design. Mace Windu demanded answers. Obi-Wan brought what he learned from Kamino and Geonosis. The clones were real. The separatist threat was real. But both sides had been shaped by the same hidden hand. For the first time in generations, the Council spoke the words no Jedi wanted to hear. The coming war might be a trap built for the Jedi Order itself. Anakin stood in silence as the room darkened. He had seen Dooku. He had felt the Count's certainty. Now the pieces began to fit, and that frightened him more than battle ever had. If the enemy had planned a Republic salvation, then the Jedi were no longer guardians. They were targets marching exactly where someone wanted them. The Council moved fast. Quiet warnings were sent. Temple security tightened. Trusted Jedi were dispatched to trace Sidious, Dooku, and the funding of the clone army. But every answer led deeper into darkness. Then came the final blow. A sealed archive was opened beneath the temple. Inside was an old Sith recording, half-burned, half-corrupted, yet clear enough to hear one line. The Jedi will lead the army, and the army will destroy the Jedi. In stunned silence, every master turned toward Coruscant's night sky as thunder rolled over the temple spires below them. The Jedi had uncovered the truth. Now, they had to decide whether to stop the war or walk straight into the trap. The night Anakin returned to Coruscant, the Jedi Temple felt colder than he remembered. The Council had sealed its doors. Whispers moved through the halls like a rising wind. He had heard the warning. He had seen the Sith recording. And yet his thoughts kept drifting away from the war and back to her. Padme. She waited in the shadows of her apartment, hands folded over a secret she could no longer hide. When Anakin stepped through the door, she did not speak right away. She only looked at him, and in that silence, he understood. A child, their child, in the middle of a galaxy preparing to burn. "We can leave," she whispered. "Before it begins." Anakin held her close, but his mind was already pulled in another direction. Somewhere across the city, Chancellor Palpatine had asked to see him. And somewhere in the temple, Obi-Wan Kenobi was preparing for war, trusting his former apprentice with his life. 3 voices, 1 heart, no clear path. Anakin walked through the Senate district at dawn. Speeders cut across the sky like blades. He thought of his mother. He thought of his dreams, visions of Padme dying, screaming his name. And he thought of the Council, who had warned him again and again that attachment was a danger to a Jedi. But how could love be the danger, when fear of losing it was tearing him apart? In the Chancellor's office, Palpatine welcomed him with that same warm, fatherly smile. He spoke softly, carefully, planting each word like a seed. "The Jedi do not trust you, Anakin. They never have. They use your strength, then hold you back. But I see you. I have always seen you." Anakin lowered his eyes. Part of him wanted to leave. Another part, a darker, hungrier part, wanted to listen. Palpatine leaned closer. "There are powers in the Force the Jedi will not teach. Powers that can save the ones we love, even from death." Anakin's breath caught in his chest. The very thing he feared most. The very thing that haunted his sleep. And here, in this quiet room, an answer was being offered like a gift. He said nothing, but he did not walk away. That same hour, in the Jedi Temple, Obi-Wan Kenobi stood before Master Yoda. He had felt the shift in his apprentice. The distance, the shadow. He spoke with a heavy heart. He is hiding something, Master. I can feel it, but I cannot stop believing in him. Yoda's eyes closed. Belief alone, save him it cannot. Choose the boy must. Obi-Wan found Anakin later that night, on a quiet balcony overlooking the city. For a long moment, neither spoke. Below them, Coruscant glittered like a sea of stars turned upside down. Anakin, Obi-Wan said gently, whatever you are facing, you do not face it alone. I have known you since you were a child. I know your heart. Trust me, as I have always trusted you. Anakin swallowed hard. He wanted to speak. He wanted to confess everything. Padme, the child, the dreams, the Chancellor. But the words froze in his throat. I do not know what is right anymore, Master. Obi-Wan placed a hand on his shoulder. Then walk with me. We will find it together. For one fragile moment, Anakin almost said yes. Then a dark thought returned, slow and cold, like a whisper from another room. If you tell him, they will take her from you. They will take the child. They will take everything. It was not Obi-Wan's voice. It was not even his own, but it felt true. He stepped back from his master. He smiled, small and tight, the way a man smiles when he's already saying goodbye. And he left without another word. That night, 3 figures sat alone in 3 different rooms. Padme stared at the stars, one hand on her unborn child, praying for a future she could no longer picture. Obi-Wan sat in meditation, sensing a storm he could not name. And Anakin Skywalker stood before a tall window in the Jedi Temple, watching lightning crawl across the Coruscant sky. In his mind, 3 paths burned at once. The Jedi, the Chancellor, the woman he loved. He did not yet know which one he would choose, but the Force already did. By morning, Anakin would make his decision, and the galaxy he knew would never exist again. In the deep hours of the Coruscant night, Darth Sidious felt the future shift beneath him. The Jedi had uncovered too much. Anakin had hesitated too long. The careful path he had laid for years was beginning to crack. But Sidious did not panic. He smiled, because every great Sith plan had a backup, and his was already in motion. He knew the boy's heart better than the Jedi ever did. Inside the Chancellor's private chamber, Palpatine stood before a tall window, hands folded behind his back. The lights of the city flickered like distant stars. He spoke quietly, almost to himself. The Jedi will come for me soon. Let them. By the time they arrive, he will already be mine. Far across the city, Anakin Skywalker could not sleep. His dreams had grown sharper, crueler. He saw Padme bleeding. He saw a child crying in the dark. He saw himself standing over both of them, helpless. Each time he woke, the dream felt closer to truth. A soft chime sounded on his comm, the Chancellor's seal. Anakin, please come. I fear I do not have much time. When Anakin arrived, the office was dim, lit only by red emergency lights. Palpatine sat in his chair, breathing slowly, as if wounded. The Jedi know, the old man whispered. They are coming for me, Anakin, not because I am evil, but because I am the only one who can teach you to save her. Anakin froze. What do you mean? Palpatine looked up, eyes glassy with practiced sorrow. I have watched you since you were a boy. I know your fears. I know your dreams. The vision of Padme, it is real. She will die, unless someone shows you the way. He rose, slow and careful, and stepped into the light. I'm the Sith Lord they fear. Yes, but I'm also the only friend who never lied to you about your power. The Jedi raised you to obey. I raised you to become. Anakin's hand drifted toward his lightsaber. His heart pounded like a war drum. You should be turned over to the Council, he whispered. Then do it, Palpatine said softly. But know this, the moment they take me, the secret of saving her dies with me. And one day, you will stand over her grave and remember this room. And you will know that you chose their rules over her life. Anakin's lightsaber trembled in his grip. Across the city, Mace Windu, Kit Fisto, Aegon Kohler, and CC Tyan were already racing toward the Chancellor's office. Yoda had felt the spike in the dark side. Obi-Wan, sensing something terrible in his apprentice, sprinted from the temple alone, ship engines screaming above the skylanes. Inside the office, Sidious played his final card. He stepped closer to Anakin, voice dropping to a near whisper. I do not ask you to kill the Jedi. I do not ask you to betray your master. I ask only this: stand aside. Let me live, and I will give you the power to keep her breathing. Anakin's eyes filled with tears. The room felt smaller. The walls felt closer. Every memory of his mother, dying in his arms on Tatooine, came flooding back at once. He lowered the lightsaber. Just an inch. Just enough. And in that inch, Sidious won a piece of him. The doors blasted open. Mace Windu entered with 3 Jedi at his side, blades ignited. Chancellor Palpatine, Mace growled, "You are under arrest." Sidious turned, suddenly old, suddenly fragile. Anakin, please. Tell them what I offered you. Anakin opened his mouth. No words came out. Mace's eyes flicked to him, sharp and certain. Skywalker, stay back. The Senate will deal with him. Then the trap snapped shut. Red lightning exploded from Sidious's fingers, faster than any Jedi could react. Aegon Kohler fell first. CC Tyen next. Kit Fisto crashed against the wall. Only Mace stood, blade flashing, holding back a storm. And Anakin stood frozen. 3 voices screamed inside him at once. The Jedi, the Chancellor, Padme. He took one step forward, then another. His lightsaber hummed to life. But this time, he did not yet know who he was raising it against. Outside, Obi-Wan's ship streaked through the night sky, racing toward the tower. He could feel it in the Force. Something was about to break that could never be repaired. One choice, one heartbeat, one swing of a blade, and the fate of the galaxy would be sealed before sunrise.